Thanks for joining us, everyone. Cases of COVID-19 here in Louisiana and in Acadiana continuing to rise.
Hospitalizations in the state are up by 43. Jordan Lippincott joins us outside Our Lady of Lourdes Medical Center in Lafayette, where she spoke with the hospital's interim chief medical officer today. And Jordan, what did he have to say?
Jim, Dr. Henry Kaufman at Our Lady of Lourdes tells us emergency personnel have seen those increases here in Lafayette as well.
We're adding an additional 5 or 10 COVID admissions every day to what we already have in place, which means our numbers have gone from the mid-teens about a week ago to today we're at about 26 patients right now, which is just over about 15% of hospital capacity.
Our Lady of Lourdes is currently in phase 1 operations, which means everything is running normally, but pretty soon Dr. Kaufman says the hospital could enter phase 2.
The number of COVID cases that we have begin to affect the care that we deliver, and that we start moving some things around, start looking at elective surgeries, whether or not we need to pull back on that to create some more space for patients with COVID.
Kaufman says because it's flu season, the hospital is already 95% full, which is typical for this time of year.
We're already starting a little bit behind the 8 ball as far as bed capacity goes, and this was our fear from the beginning, that we would be dealing with this third wave at the same time concurrently as the respiratory flu season hits.
The doctor says if the community acts now, we can make a difference.
We can suppress the disease to the point where we can start getting access to vaccines, start immunizing the population, especially those most at risk, start suppressing this disease so we can start living our lives the way we want to.
I asked Dr. Kaufman how he and his staff are doing, and he says the #1 feeling right now is dread, being that they know how COVID-19 affects the patients and how it affects them emotionally, being that they don't have access to their family members. They say it's a tough situation and they're just not looking forward to it. But remember, we do have a responsibility to possibly not go into phase 3, and it could all be about just us practicing those social distancing, wearing a mask, and things like that going into the holidays. Back to you in the studio, Jim.